Hey, it's Emmy, and I'm really glad to see you here because we've got a really cool project on the horizon today. We are going to add a really nice little element to what I am now calling our farmland. When I started the series, I actually had zero intention of this becoming a farm. But sometimes you just kind of go where the game leads you. So, what better thing could we possibly add to our farm than a decorative windmill? So, that's what we're going to work on today in this episode of our Cozy Adventure series. So, before we move on to this week's project, we actually have a little bit of unfinished business from last week's project. Oh my gosh, it is so loud in here. I'm going to back out so we can finish talking. So, the thing that I want to add in there to the sheep pen is an automated wool farm. And yes, I want them in the open pen, not in little 1x1 cells like most people do. So let me turn down the animal sounds real quick and then we'll head back in there. All right, let's try this again. All right, I think that is a little bit better. So you see all those moss blocks right there? Those are just temporary blocks because underneath them, I would like to place a bunch of dispensers that will dispense the shears and shear the sheep. And then we are going to do a simple little redstone system above them. But there's a catch. That simple little redstone system, we need to have a skulk sensor and we need a comparator. And I don't want to go into the nether to have to get quartz for the comparator. So I'm hoping that we can get both of those items from the ancient city. Okay, I know this is really lame, me trying to put the dispensers in here, but you have no idea how difficult this is with like a gazillion sheep pushing up against you when you're just trying to inch over to place a block. It is a struggle. But somehow we have managed to get them all in place. So right above the sheep pen, this is where all of our redstone is going to go. But, there is also another little catch with this. So we need to go to the ancient city, obviously. But technically, we probably should be taking something with us that has silk touch. And that means we should probably start to think about going and invading the tower next door to us. Because there is an enchanting table at the top of that tower, and that would come in very, very handy. So I thought before we go invade the tower, why don't we invite a friend over and we could, hang out a little bit before we go over to the dangerous tower. And maybe we'll, kind of accidentally put him in this house and trap him in there and turn him into a toolsmith. And if we're going to do enchanting, we're going to need to get a few more levels. And if we're going to have to get more levels, we might as well use a villager to get the levels. And if we have to use a villager to get the levels, maybe we can get ourselves up to a diamond pickaxe. And who knows, maybe it'll be silk touch. You just never know. Now you might notice the little arrow up there at the top. That is a mod called trade cycling. And it makes it easier to cycle through the trades until you get one you like. You can call it cheating if you wish. But I say it simply streamlines a function that is already in the game and just saves some time. I think that's fair enough-ish. All right, thank you very much, Flora Foxen. I'm sure I will see more of you later. So I took some time and started a trading relationship with my friend Dexter over here. Ran back to Flora Foxen, did some more trades over there. Managed to get myself some diamond axes, which I was actually pretty excited about. Then started to worry a little bit, not sure if pickaxes are a guarantee or not. I hope they are. Whew, alright, thankfully they are. Little sad that it's not a little bit more overpowered than that, but hey, it's diamonds and I am ecstatic. So this means that our sights must now be set on the tower because we need the enchantment table at the top. And we're going to need to get ourselves some more levels, so I'll do more trades later. But for now, let's get ready to go on our adventure. All right, who is this running behind us? Do we need to pick him up? Norm? Norm, where the heck did you even come from? Why can't I pick him up? It's not, I'm trying to pick him up. I don't understand. Did you come from all the way across the village? Okay, it's totally, I know you can't see it, but I'm trying to pick him up. So Norm, just go in there where you're safe. No, hold on, wait a second. Norm, not my house. You're supposed to be down with the villagers in the basement. Where did he go? Oh my gosh, are you in my bed? Get out! Get out! Norm! Oh. Well, I had to sleep in my sleeping bag on the floor all night, thanks to Norm. But now we are ready to head on over to the tower. I am excited, a little bit scared, but mostly excited to get over there and see how it goes. The one and only time I've ever fought one of these towers was in a mod pack where it was insane. But I'm hoping it's not that out of control. I'm assuming this will be a little bit more manageable, but we will see. All right, so the first thing we're going to go for is 4 corners. I see the fox. 4 corners in the ground. There should be some spawners. Not that corner. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I think I see it. There we go. All right, so there's on every corner of this tower, we have to find that spawner and torch it. There is lava on the inside, as you can hear, and it's burning them up. I don't know what the point of the lava is. I think it's a great help. So it's kind of like a very bad game of the floor is lava for them. But whatever. Alrighty, get a torch there. And oh, here's the door. Let's take a little peek in and see what's happening. Yeah, it's a little toasty in there, isn't it, buddy? Okay, and then up above, we are going to have 4 spawners directly above there in the middle section. So we're going to have to go find those and torch them off as well. All right, so let's start towering our way upwards. Actually, we could go right to the very top just to see what that room looks like, because it's kind of a thrill to find that. Now you can hear the grunts of some of those naughty vindicators. They are underneath us. We should be safe in here. Still get a little bit nervous, but I think we are okay. And here's that beautiful enchanting table. I think I did call it an enchantment table before. I always get that confused. Got a handsome little armor stand over there. Nothing in here that I want to grab right at this moment. We may get it later, who knows. I am mildly excited about the soul sand here. We can get that without having to go to the nether. Heck yes. So I think what we'll do is we will end up bringing some bookshelves up here and just use this as our enchanting room for now, because again, we don't have silk touch. We cannot get the enchantment table. But that's okay. This will be kind of fun. We'll make it work. Aww. So we still need to take care of the spawners up here, and we need to take care of those vindicators, because where there are vindicators, there is also great treasure to be found. And we'll clear out some of these mobs as well. Okay, this should be the last little bit of cleanup that we need to do, but boy, oh boy, this part is definitely worth it. You'll see what I mean once we get in there. And if we play our cards right, it should be relatively safe. And if we play our cards wrong, well, let's just say it is not going to be a pretty outcome. I'm pretty sure it's behind this log railing here. I know I had trouble finding it the first time, so let's... Oh, yes. That is actually a block of netherite. You heard me right. An actual block of netherite. I told you the loot in here is insane. We're going to find lots of gold, some diamonds. I believe there's lapis. But we just have to get through a couple of little obstacles first. But they can be tricky in here. They can kind of hide around corners and stuff. So we got to make sure we are very, very careful. I'm actually just going to kind of work my way over to the other side. We're going to check both sides and do the best we can. I don't want to run in there and make a mistake. Okay, we'll do a little bunny hop. Yeah, I think it's just the one guy, and He's pretty well trapped back there, so I think we are safe to go in. Even though I'm pretty darn sure I'm still a little nervous. Let's torch the spawner off so we don't get any new friends showing up. And I want that diamond over there. All right, yeah, we should be good. All right, there we go. Sorry, buddy, but gotta do what I gotta do. And now the only thing left to do is to clean up all this loot. And I think I'll just leave the spawner there. You never know, we might come up with a good idea for it down the road. And as for the netherite, we will come back for that. So now we are just going to head back home, so...
It was at this moment she knew she was in trouble.
Oh, no! I survived all the vindicators and all the mobs, and my greatest enemy was myself. I do have the Graves mod on, I think it's called, but I'm sorry. All right, let me regain my composure here, and we'll go ahead and finish cleaning things up here. Sometimes I surprise my own self, let me tell you. Alright, I realized I needed to make a quick trip home because I needed to grab the bookshelves and some lapis so that we can do some trades. Grabbed a couple of books too, just in case. We're trying to increase our odds for that silk touch. Whether it's on the pickaxe or the hoe or a book, I don't care. I just want silk touch. I love these horses. They're so cute. Oh, I'm sorry! I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Actually, I blame my cat. My cat's foot is resting on my mouse pad, but okay, anyway. Back to the task at hand. Is we just need to go get back to the tower and get silk touch on something, anything. If we are unable to do so, then we are just going to have to hope that we find a skulk sensor in one of the chests out at the ancient city, or maybe we'll find a silk touch hoe at the ancient city. I don't know. Somehow, I'm not too worried about it. We'll figure it out. But for now, the tower. Let's see how we do taking the ladder up. All right. Oh, it looks a little dark and dismal up there. We're going to have to throw some torches down on our way up. I know it shouldn't matter as far as mob spawns or anything like that, but I don't want anything here to feel creepy. I want it to be... Whoa! Whoa! No, not again. I want it to be as warm and cozy as possible. Alright. That should help there. Probably need a couple more up top, a little more. Oh, we've missed somebody, haven't we? I hear him. Alright, I'm going to make myself a safety platform. Oh, well, hello. You're stuck right alongside the safety platform. Oh, whoop. Sorry. Ew. Alright, let's get these bookshelves put down here. Oh. Wait a second. Oh, I didn't even realize those were bookshelves. Like, I mean, the kind that store books. Maybe there's a silk touch in here. Let's see. Soul speed. Oh, that's kind of nice to have. Luck of the sea. I didn't even notice if that bottom one had any books in it or not. Ugh, I don't have silk touch, but we are just going to have to break this bookshelf. No big deal. We've got plenty. And of course, there are none. Alright, let's go ahead and fill out the rest of our bookshelves. I kind of don't want to block that. I like having that there. I can never remember the count you need, but we'll just kind of do more than I think we need and hope for the best. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll empty some of our unnecessary inventory so we've got some room to be able to grab the other books on that bookshelf. And maybe we'll get lucky and get a silk touch. Alright, so the first one is respiration. Well, that actually might come in handy at some point. Alright, might as well store our stuff in here for a brief moment. And let's see what we have. It's going to be things I don't really even know what they are, isn't it? I have no clue what density is. We'll have to do a little research on that one. And thorns 3, not my favorite. That's kind of a bummer. But, it was worth a try, and, well, we'll just have to move forward with the enchantment process. With the thing, the thing. Okay, first thing we have to do is actually disenchant our pickaxe so that we are able to then put new enchantments on it. All right, let's see what kind of enchantments we are in store for. Oh, wait, it only goes up to level 16. Do we actually need more bookshelves? I thought we had more than enough here. Well, I guess we might as well unload the rest of them. And it's still 16. Oh, the carpet. Of course. I didn't even think of that. I just always take that for granted, but it's got to be air blocks in between. It's a shame because actually the carpet looked really nice. All right, that should fix it. Yeah, it's more like it. All right, now up to level 30. Oh, I like the unbreaking, but I really want something to specifically say Silk Touch. And it's not going to be that one. Our last hope is a book. Man, you get Silk Touch all the time when you don't want it, but... Alright, I don't know if this is good strategy or not, but we will enchant one of the books and see if it re-rolls us anything good for another book, or if it gives us a new option for the pickaxe or hoe. And... nope, nothing there. Well, this is not looking great. All right, we just have to go for it. Come on, Silk Touch, no whammies, no whammies. We can do it. I do like unbreaking at least. Oh, I mean, it's a great pickaxe. I am not complaining about that, but kind of a bummer that we didn't get our Silk Touch, but it's okay. I am confident that we will find a way to get the supplies that we need once we get there. All right, we are pretty much geared up and ready to go find ourselves an ancient city. Let's actually take a look at our map and see where we are going to head out. We've got a few options here. We've got this snowy, icy region up here, but it doesn't really look like there's any good mountains. So we've got the icy region over here to the west. And then we've got, this looks like a really big mountain range over here. And plus I am interested to go visit this village as well. So I'm kind of thinking the big mountain over here is the play we are going to go with. And plus it should be relatively easy to get to because it looks like we can pretty much boat the entire way. So that's what we're going to do. So pack your bags because we are going to go out on an adventure. Oh, bring snacks too. Alright, as you know, I do actually like to take a break from boating every now and then just to cut through the land to make sure we are not missing any items of interest. Alright, we already have an apple tree sapling. Oh, what do we have here? I know, I heard you the last time. We don't need to go. We're on a mission. We're going to find an ancient city. We're just going to get the supplies we need and whatever loot we can get from the ancient city. We don't... Oh, that is so cute. You're like a little rubber ducky. Well, aren't you just the cutest little thing I ever did see? Oh my gosh, that is absolutely adorable. I love him so much. Okay, in all seriousness, we need to stick to our game plan. We really do not want to get distracted by things that really don't serve us any purpose because we I've got to get to the ancient city and get the supplies we need and nothing else. It's called discipline, people. Learn from me. Come on, seriously, you didn't really think we weren't going to go in here, did you? I mean, what if there's something in here we just simply can't live without? Like a stick of butter. Or a double chest full of things we already have. Well, oh, see, I told you so. It's worth it. It really is worth it to go in these places. Always sidetrack. Always adventure. But seriously, that's not a bad deal. Let's see what there is on the upstairs as well. Oh, it's actually pretty cool. If it was early game, this would be like a real steal. You know what? I'm not proud. I will take the lead, and I will take the fishing rod and the brush. Thank you very much. And the other side, ooh, a golden apple. Well, thank you. And I think probably everything else we can leave. And I mean, really, if we're going to have one sidetrack, what's the difference if we have two, right? I don't ever really remember being in a building like this, and I just heard a spider. Let's get prepared just in case. If this is too iffy, we will back out of it. I can speak words. I'm a little leery of going up there. Easy does it. Okay, I don't see anything. Silk touch? No, but still pretty good. Oh man, if we did have silk touch, we could have grabbed that enchanting table again. I will take... Whoa. Whoa, I don't even know what just happened. I guess I fell through the floor. That's embarrassing. Alright, let's get our health up a little bit just in case there is a creepy crawly waiting for us. Obviously, there's a spider somewhere because I can hear it, so let's be ready. And still not here. What do we have? I'll probably wish I had it later, but I don't necessarily want it now. Well, that is weird. Not a single spider to be found. They gotta be... Oh! I think we have found them after all. Is it worth going down there? Probably not. But you know, I am curious by nature, so... Let's see if we... I don't think... This might really backfire. Can we... Nope! Doesn't do a darn thing. I wish I had a bucket of lava. Alright, let's just do it the old-fashioned way then. Ooh, easy though. I really don't want to fall down into this. Ooh. I'll bet you any amount of money the spawner is hidden in those hay bales. What do you think? Oh, yeah, definitely. Alright, we're going to have to get the timing down just right here. Alright, let's see if we can get down there quick enough and torch the spawner. Yes! I knew it. And is there not any good chest or anything down here? Oh, well that looks slightly uncomfortable. I will go ahead and put you out of your misery. So for the most part, I would say that everything down here was a whole lot of nothing. But, you know, no guts, no glory, right? Alright, finally it was time to push onward, and we are getting much closer to the mountain range now. As you can see, it's just a little bit further away. And, oh, there's another one of those towers off in the distance. But, for real, I think that would actually be a little bit too much of a sidetrack. But we'll definitely come back for it, because as you saw, the loot is well worth it. Ah, where was all this coarse dirt when I needed it? Ooh, I think we've got ourselves a mountain range and a little village to boot. And 1, 2, 3, woohoo! It never gets old. Alright, I'm anxious to see if there's anything decent at this village. I'm hoping there's a waystone. That would be excellent, because that would also make it really, really easy to get back to the ancient city. Oh, wow. A chest actually outside. Alright, good stuff. Nothing that we absolutely have to have, but we'll probably take it anyway. There's such cute little setups. I love. Ooh, wow, more diamonds. Heck yeah. I love the little white picket fences on the little porches. Oh, it's hard to know. Why are there so many of the grindstones around here? Oh, you know what? We can use those for the windmill design, though. I didn't even think of that. All right, we're definitely going to grab all of those. And I suppose we should grab all the iron, too. Interesting use of birch wood, I suppose. I've heard of being stuck in the weeds, but Cap, you are literally stuck in the weeds, I think. Oh, you from there to here, you've lost your job. I'm so sorry to hear that. But hello, Cap. I guess you found a new job. That was quite the dramatic wardrobe change, Cap. But you do you. All right. Well, see you later. Bye. Oh, I really hope there's a waystone up this way. All right. Let's see if. Oh, no waystone. That's a bummer. But it is really pretty up here, though. I really do quite like it. Oh, don't jump. Please don't jump. All right, my friend. You're going to be okay, I promise. You've got a beautiful place up here. Just go, I don't know, smell the flowers or something. And, oh, I think we have just found our opening to get our way down to the deep, dark, ancient city. This is definitely going to be a huge time saver. Think of all the digging we would have been doing to get down as low as I suspect we are going to be able to get to. And that looks like it's actually filled in. We just need a running water stream. And hopefully this cuts through. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I am so sorry, but the glow ink sacks will come in very handy for some of our signs later on. And even though we've still got a ton of iron back at the house, we're also using quite a lot of it lately, so no harm in resupplying when we see an easy source of it. Okay, we are officially entering deep, dark territory. So we are now going to have to be very, very careful. And that means we are going to have to crouch and sneak along so that we do not set off any shriekers before we even get to the ancient city itself. But it's okay. Just one step at a time. Ooh, could it be in the opening out here? Tell you what, we didn't even have to do that much digging. It's beautiful! We have found it! And I think we should be pretty safe to dig down here, so I think we can relax just a little bit. Not too much, but enough to get down into the city. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is dig out a little safe room. Because if the worst case scenario does happen, I at least want to have some supplies close by. And just in case you're curious, no, I never wear armor into the ancient cities. Because chances are if I spawn a warden, I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to either run away or I'm going to die. Okay, it is time that we tiptoe very, very quietly through the ancient city. Now call me crazy. I love ancient cities. To me, it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. And I thoroughly enjoy it. You just have to take your time. And oh my gosh! Yes! Silk Touch! I thought we were going to find ourselves a Silk Touch hoe. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. But a Silk Touch book is even better because I am ecstatic to get that put on a pickaxe. So let's sneak back to our little hidey hole over here. And we can put that on our pickaxe. And then that way we can get the things that we're going to need today. Alright, getting the items we need actually should be pretty darn easy. We're just about to get our first skulk sensor. And the comparator we need is going to be in the little hidden redstone room that is located just underneath that huge portal. Thanks to my friend MC Oda, I literally just learned that there's actually a way to open the redstone doors to the redstone room. So I would recommend that you go check out his channel. This video specifically is the one that will tell you exactly what you need to do to open those doors, depending on which configuration your ancient city has. For ours, we are looking for this chiseled brick right here. And all we have to do is make a noise so a jump will work. And then we run our little selves down here real quick and the doors are opened. But you do have a limited time before they shut again, so you gotta kind of hurry. All right, so let's find some comparators. Oh, that's a different room. I've never seen that one before. This must be part of the Friends and Foes mod, I'm assuming. I actually have no idea what the copper golem does. It looks super cute, so we'll probably come back here and figure it out. But, you know, now we're on that mission, so not a whole lot of time to spend on it at the moment. So let's check out this next room, and we've got some repeaters and redstone lamps. And, ooh, you know what? This looks oddly, yep, there's a comparative. Oddly like the setup that we are actually going to do for our wool farm. So might as well just grab some extra supplies while we're here. And then I think we will just kind of make our way through the rest of this and just stock up on some redstone supplies. I mean, why not? It's all free goodies. And actually, at this point, we've got everything we need. Oh my gosh, you guys, check this out. Holy cow, it's an amethyst geode completely buried inside of Skulk in the ancient city. That is really cool. Imagine running through that. Wow. That would be interesting. So on our way out, I went ahead and hit the rest of the chests that I could find on the way, hoping to find a Swift Sneak book. Usually I feel like those aren't so hard to find. It's relatively common in the ancient cities, but for whatever reason, chest after chest, I did not find myself a single one. But I did find a couple of interesting books that Windburst appeals to me. I'm not sure what it is, but I like the way it sounds. So at this point, we are home free. We just have to collect our goodies and safely make our way out of here. There is such a comforting vibe coming home to our little land here with the barn and the house and our garden. I really, really like the feeling and the vibes I get when I walk in on this. Now that we have finished our supply gathering from the ancient city, we are just about ready to go run over to the sheep pen real quick and finish up there so that we can get moving along with our windmill project, which is the star of today's show after all. But one thing we need to do really quick is we need to make a calibrated skulk sensor. So I believe it takes 3 shards and a skulk sensor, absolutely. All right, so let's take a quick nap and get some daylight. And about the calibrated skulk sensors, in case you're not overly familiar with them, you know how when you're in the ancient city and like any movement will trigger the skulk sensor? Well, the calibrated versions, they only trigger when certain actions happen. So hang on, it'll all make more sense in just a second. Alrighty, so the way this works is we have got a comparator that is going to be going into the spiny part of a calibrated skulk sensor. Then into the comparator is a lectern holding a book and quill, and we are going to turn it to page 8. This tells the skulk sensor to only receive signals anytime a player or mob like that eats. And it seems as though it's working. Actually, let's see if we can catch it in action from down here. Oh, there we go. Hey, and there it is. Woohoo, a double. And not to worry, the shears do not lose any durability if it happens to try to shear a sheep that has no wool. So it is a fantastic system, much better than penning them in a little teensy 1x1 block. So down here we've got the collection system. Obviously I do not have it unloading anywhere, so that is yet to come. I've got some ideas for that, but stay tuned. Actually, I got some cool ideas, so subscribe if you want to see potentially a very cool rest of the wool farm story. But for now, the main story is the windmill, and that is what we need to start working on. So let's head on over that way real quick. That is definitely something that we're going to have to do is figure out which path. Oh, yeah, see, I've already gone past it. Which pathway would be easiest from the barn to the windmill. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what, other than looking nice, what are we going to do with the windmill? Is it going to be storage? Maybe. We shall see. But I do know that I want to put it right over in this area. Those are some funky looking trees. I still don't know how to say it. Imperial? I'm not sure. But definitely unique looking. All right, so I'm going to clear just a tiny bit of area here, and then we're going to run back to the house and we'll load up on the supplies for the windmill. It actually shouldn't take us all that long to do, I hope. And then we will see where we go from there. So hang tight. We will be back at it in just a minute. All right, I think we've pretty much have everything that we need for the windmill. We might need to craft a couple of items along the way, but for the most part, I think we are all set. So let's head on out to our little piece of land and start building. So the basic footprint of the windmill is going to be that each of the sides is going to be 5 blocks wide, and then those sides will be adjoined by a 1 block little diagonal connector. Just like that. So while this is not a step-by-step tutorial, I think you'll kind of get the idea of pretty much how to put it together. I really like the look of the kind of more earthy looking blocks, the brown and the warm tones for the main building. But of course, you can use whatever you want. I figured we would give the doorway a little bit of an overhang here just in case it's either particularly sunny or particularly rainy. So I've actually been really excited about adding this windmill to our base. Ever since we kind of started taking on the farm theme, I just thought it would kind of add a nice little touch and kind of start to tie things together. And I mean, would I like to store some stuff in it? Yeah, I mean, I probably will, but that's really not what its function is. It's really just more about adding character to the landscape. So you don't always have to have a specific reason to build something other than the fact that you want to build that particular something. So in between each of the floors, I am kind of adding like a little roof line on the outside of the windmill just to give it a little bit more character and depth. And I think for the most part, we're going to be using trap doors for the windows, but of course you could also use glass or even fence posts, whatever you fancy. And once again, we are going to add another roof line to separate the layers. And this time using some stairs as well for a little overhang. As we get to the very peak of the roof of the main windmill area, house, whatever we call it, that is probably the biggest struggle. I don't do the greatest at doing peak designs, but again, it's a bit of trial and error. You just keep working it until it seems like everything fits together right. I did have a little bit of an advantage with this mod pack, I'll be honest, because I do have the mod vertical slabs, and it did help just a little bit getting the height that I wanted for the very top of it. So for that very, very peak part, we will go a couple of blocks, a wall, a fence, and top it off with a torch like a birthday candle. To some of the upper levels, I added a few signs just to give a little extra something. For the entryway, we are once again going to use some trapdoors. And now for the propeller portion of the windmill, or whatever it's called, I had to look at quite a few examples, including one by Mr. Matt Ranger. I looked up a bunch of pictures online. I mean, pretty much, if you look at the pictures, it's easy enough to figure it out. It just gets a little confusing when you're actually up there building it. But for the most part, I would say it was a success. All right, now that the windmill is officially complete, let's go take a little look-see inside. Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't done a whole lot in there, but I at least want to show you what it looks like. So let's go take a look. All right, so it's really, it's more decorative than functional, I suppose. But we do have some storage chests over here in case we ever think of anything we want to store in here. And then we've got ourselves a cozy little bed in case we are caught out in the field and need to take a nap. And then we just have a little decorative shelf here and some bookshelves, little flowers, just nice and cozy. And now there is potential on this story. I figured, I've got a few more little storage barrels and such over here. But, we may think of another better use for that space. And then, honestly, as we go up, it gets a little bit more narrow. Some people might call it cozy. I call it slightly claustrophobic. But it is kind of fun to get all the way to the top so you can see the sights. That's a good view of the tower. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I did cheat on you just a tiny little bit, but mostly because I was trying to spare you because I know this video is already getting long, so let me show you what I did. I did a few little decorations around the windmill area. For starters, I made this little cart of sorts, that like a little supply cart. And of course, then I finally did get some trees planted over here, because that's only like about 3 episodes behind already. And then just a few little decorative bits here and there, just because it was so flat and bare looking that it just needed a little bit of eye candy out here. And then I don't know what that is. Pretend you never saw it. And then I've just got to... Actually, I started with this cart and I decided it was too far back, so I built another cart up closer. And then right over here, a little bit of a failed attempt. I wanted kind of like a little waterfall pond. It's okay. Honestly, I'll probably just leave it and do nothing else to it. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's still pretty. Can you even believe that we've actually been in this world for 100 days? Actually, it's been a little bit more than that, but who's counting? I think we've actually got a really great start to our cozy little farmland out here. And I hope that you will join me for more cozy builds in the future. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe. And thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.